the Department of Human Resources. At this point, I will turn it over to Director Laura Rapaski.
Human Resources hires, supports, and professionally develops the county's most valuable assets, our employees.
Why do I work for Franklin County? Easy. I've been in the position where I've needed food, money, health benefits, and it was difficult to get that. So I want to be on the side where I'm helping people achieve basic necessities.
Franklin County saved my life. This job allowed me to reach my potential and help other people reach their potential.
I encourage anybody thinking about looking for employment to consider work with Franklin County.
I am privileged to assist in providing quality resources for the older adults within our community to help them maintain their independence and their quality of life.
Without those talented, healthy, and well-trained employees, none of the county's many vital services and initiatives could happen.
Again, thank you so much for coming out today for Franklin County's.
The Franklin County Cooperative and Thrive On programs support the physical, emotional, and financial health of the employees who shape the Board of Commissioners' vision for the community.
Talent development is imperative to ensure on-the-job performance and productivity, to reduce skill gaps, retain and engage employees, and to be prepared for the work of the future.
All right. Good afternoon, Commissioners. We're just popping up our slide deck and we'll get started. All right, you might be having a technical moment, but I'm going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully the slide deck catches up with me. So good afternoon, Commissioners and County Administration. I'm Laura Rapaski, Director of Franklin County Human Resources, and I'm joined today by Assistant Directors Jody Lease and Sue Hamilton, and Senior Budget Analyst Maria Marshall, who's available to answer specific budget questions you may have. By this point in the budget process, you've already heard several agencies and offices talk about their many accomplishments and bold plans for 2023 to support our community and its residents. And as testimony continues, you'll hear from even more. So why hear from your Human Resources Department, a largely internal facing agency, as you highlight the important work of the county? Well, it's been said that employees are an organization's most valuable asset, and we certainly know that the accomplishments and initiatives outlined over these days of testimony reflect that reality. Without our dedicated and passionate employees, we simply could not achieve the county's mission of every resident every day. And your Rise Together blueprint recognizes that access to high-paying jobs is critical to reducing poverty in our community. As a large employer with more than 1,500 jobs under the Board of Commissioners and 5,000 more jobs countywide, we must be at the forefront of progressive, employee-centered policies and practices. So in Human Resources, it's our mission to serve every employee every day. We have the unique privilege of not only supporting the most valuable assets of the Board of Commissioners, but those of all Franklin County offices. We'd like to take this opportunity to highlight the services and support we provide and outline the ways we plan to expand those next year. Our presentation today will focus on three major pillars of our work: building our workforce, promoting a healthy and safe workforce, and investing in our workforce. But you won't hear only from us. As you saw in our video, hearing from our employees directly is the best way to understand the impact of the policies and initiatives. So throughout our presentation, you'll see quotes from our employees on how their Franklin County employment has positively impacted their lives. Turning to our first pillar, building our workforce and our budget performance spotlight. In keeping with your core principle of racial equity and your commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, we're focused on building a workforce that fully reflects the community we serve and creating work environments that ensure inclusion and belonging for all employees. This year, we onboarded more new employees than ever before. To date, we've hired 230 new employees, and by year end, we expect to have hired 247, representing an increase of 27% from last year. The rate at which we brought on new staff reflects the success of investments and technology upgrades that allow us to be faster in administering the hiring process, and reflects the success of updates we've made to our processes. We also collaborated with the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion to hire and onboard the First County Futures participants, and we're eager to continue our participation in this next year. The Great Resignation and ongoing effects of the COVID-19 pandemic continue to impact the Board of Commissioners throughout 2022. Like employers across the nation, we saw continued higher than normal turnover rates across our agencies. For comparison, our turnover rate in 2019 was just under 15%, while it was approximately 19% in 2021. Based on current trends, our turnover rate is expected to increase to 24% by the end of this year. Reasons for this turnover included increased compensation competition, the need for employees to leave the workforce due to caregiving or other responsibilities, and reports of increased stress, burnout, and anxiety. National sources predict that turnover rates will increase by 10 to 20% next year, potentially reaching more than 30% total. Our goal, perhaps a bit loftily, is to decrease employee turnover to 19% by the end of 2023. In order to meet that goal, we plan to continue multiple successful employee supporting initiatives and implement new ones for 2023. We're proud of the progress we've made in employee recruitment, but further efforts must happen. Gone are the days of simply posting a position and expecting applicants to find us. To that end, we're increasing our capacity to identify and hire new talent by the creation of 2 positions specifically geared to recruitment. We intend to use these positions to develop and implement an aggressive, coordinated, and sustainable recruitment framework. Some of the expected aspects of this framework include revision of job posting content to better highlight benefits of county employment, identify transferable skills, and attract a broader range of talent, implementation of a consistent social and other media strategy for advertising job opportunities and promoting county employment generally. Further review of our application process to ensure ease of use, training of agency staff on recruitment, interview, and hiring best practices, and building of new relationships with a broader network of community organizations to increase sources of candidate referrals. This focus on new referral relationships is the basis for one of our equity performance measures in 2023. To further highlight our work and initiatives to support recruitment and retention, I'm glad to turn the presentation over to Assistant Director Sue Hamilton.
Thanks, Laura. Good afternoon, everyone. For the past 6 years, the Board of Commissioners has been a leader in ensuring its compensation structure is based upon livable wages. In 2022, the Board of Commissioners initiated a new classification and compensation study. Recommendations from that study included the adjustment of the pay scale for non-bargaining employees based upon a starting wage of $17 an hour, up from $15 in 2019. Additional recommendations included tenure adjustments for non-bargaining employees based on years of service. These recommendations were implemented in August for all non-bargaining employees and resulted in wage increases for 483 employees. In collaboration with our union partners, new similar compensation structures, including a minimum starting wage of $17 an hour, were implemented for our bargaining employees in September, resulting in wage increases for 707 employees. While we still face wage competition, your leadership in this area positions us well to attract and retain talent heading into 2023. We will continue to monitor and evaluate wages in the region, particularly public sector wages, and make recommendations to remain competitive. Research reflects employees in all industries are looking for jobs that go beyond just a competitive paycheck. Job seekers cite the following non-financial priorities in their next employer, including flexibility in scheduling and remote work opportunities, meaningful benefits that meet the needs of a diverse workforce and promote well-being in all facets of their lives, alignment between personal and professional values, and investment in their growth and development. We have made strides in all of these areas and we'll touch on several later in this presentation. But for now, we want to focus on the need for flexibility and supports to ensure that employees can sufficiently balance both professional and personal responsibilities. A recent Mission Square report from March of 2022 found that 23% of public employee respondents found it extremely difficult or very difficult to balance both work and home life demands. The Board of Commissioners has long allowed its agencies to be flexible in their structure as they operate and with staffing schedules in ways to best support the needs of their constituents and employees. The pandemic and rapid restructuring of work arrangements for health and safety purposes yielded further investments in technology solutions and the use of innovative operational methods, including remote work assignments. The pandemic lessons learned have been reviewed and applied to our work going forward. In August, the Board of Commissioners approved us to use hybrid teleworking arrangements by agencies on an as-going and ongoing operation. Under our new telework policy, agencies have the discretion to create agency-level teleworking plans within established parameters. Since the policy's implementation, all of our agencies have implemented plans making teleworking available to eligible employees, of which 795 have some type of approved hybrid working arrangement. Feedback from agencies, employees, and applicants reflect that such arrangements continue to be a highly valuable component of our recruitment and retention strategy. Another initiative for 2023 and an additional equity performance measure involves a comprehensive review of the Board of Commissioners Employee Handbook in partnership with the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion and consultant Raising the Bar. We are fortunate to have a strong existing handbook to guide our operations. However, it has been several years since we've reviewed and updated the handbook. It is vital that this upcoming review utilize a DEI lens to ensure our policies and procedures are consistent with our stated values and intentions. Human Resources staff has already received training from our partners related to equitable handbook and policy drafting. Next steps include expert feedback from our partners in this process and ongoing collaboration with them to provide recommendations to you and county administration for appropriate revisions. We expect this to be completed and submitted by the end of the third quarter of 2023. Before turning to our work in promoting a healthy workforce, we'd like to take a moment to highlight a key infrastructure initiative that occurs largely behind the scenes, and that would be the continued centralization of Board of Commissioner payroll functions under Human Resources. Until late 2020, each Board of Commissioner agency was responsible for the administration of their own payroll. Each agency used various tools to track time and attendance information necessary, and naturally that led to inconsistencies across agencies. With the implementation of Kronos, that's our HR IT system, all of our agencies began using a unified system for time and attendance tracking, and centralization of payroll processing became possible to ensure consistent application of policies across all of our agencies. Centralization eases implementation of new initiatives. For example, the need to quickly track each employee's location work to accurately calculate municipal and school district taxes, which was no small feat. It was also make it possible for Human Resources to assume administration of programs like tuition reimbursement in 2023, expediting the program for employees. Finally, centralization will allow us better internal controls, data analysis, and integrity measures. Human Resources has strategically assumed payroll processing responsibilities through 2022 for 10 agencies. In 2023, we will be assuming payroll processing for the remaining agencies. For this reason, our budget includes requests for additional payroll support staff to complete the centralization. Turning now to our second pillar, promoting a healthy and safe workforce, it is my pleasure to hand the presentation over to Assistant Director Jody Lease.
Thanks, Sue. Beyond simply building our workforce, Franklin County seeks to ensure that all of its employees stay healthy so that they can participate in their communities, both professionally and personally. Our Rise Together blueprint recognizes that improved mental, physical, and behavioral health, as well as personal well-being, is vital to a thriving Franklin County. These mainstays are reflected in the comprehensive and progressive employee benefits package that the Board of Commissioners provides to employees countywide. This not only ensures we best protect our talented employee resources, but also serves as a significant recruitment tool. Over 5,500 employees and approximately 8,000 dependents enjoy a wide range of health, life, and disability benefits and Thrive on Wellness programs through the Franklin County Cooperative Health Improvement Program. A primary care physician relationship is a key component of the cooperative's programming. Research reflects that adults who have a primary care physician have 19% lower odds of premature death, save 33% on healthcare costs, and report a 10% increase in patient satisfaction with healthcare. The cooperative experienced a 6% increase in primary care physician engagement in 2022, and through steady communication, wellness incentives, and outreach, we will work to post increases in 2023 as well. Cooperative metrics illustrate that members who are engaged in primary care have a significantly higher health activation index than members who are not engaged. A high health activation index equates to better healthcare choices, increased compliance with age-appropriate preventive screenings, and a lower risk-adjusted per member per month cost. The cooperative's aggregated health activation index for plan year ending 2021 was in the 92nd percentile of our medical administrators' book of business. In addition to strong patient primary care physician relationships, compliance with recommended age-appropriate preventive screenings is vital to the health and well-being of our members. According to the CDC, chronic diseases such as heart disease, cancer, and diabetes are responsible for 7 of every 10 deaths among Americans each year and are largely preventable or manageable. Early detection through prevention is key. Preventive exam adherence understandably fell during the pandemic, but currently preventive exams for the cooperative are above or near pre-pandemic levels. But beyond the research and numbers, we have a firsthand account of how truly impactful preventive screenings can be. Later this year, our members will be hearing directly from one of our own, CSEA Director Susan Brown, about how engaging with her primary care physician and completing her annual preventive mammogram detected early stage breast cancer. That early detection gave her a much greater odds of beating her cancer. We'd like to take this opportunity to publicly thank Director Brown for her willingness to share her story. The value of preventive screenings and primary care physician relationships is reflected in our health and wellness program, Thrive On. We continue to innovate this program, receiving multiple awards over the past 5 years, including being named one of Healthiest Employers of Ohio. Thrive On also received honorable mention from the Carolyn C. Mattingly Award for Mental Health in the Workplace, a new award recognizing and celebrating exemplary organizations that advance the mental health and well-being of their workforce. Jessica McCurdy, our Thrive On Employee Wellness Administrator, participated in a panel of employer health plans hosted by United Healthcare in May of 2022, where she was asked to highlight our sustained member engagement of more than 60%. In addition to traditional wellness offerings such as biometric screening and vaccine events, STEPS challenges, and gym membership reimbursement, Thrive On offers some unique resources as well. Access to dedicated health engagement nurses and employee assistance program consultants, healthy meal kits that coincide with professional chef-led cooking demonstrations, the Franklin County 5K, and our agency grant program, which allows an agency to apply for wellness funds to support agency-specific wellness activities. Based on member feedback in 2023, Thrive On plans to offer additional supports such as financial wellness and further promote dental and vision preventive exams. We are excited to highlight our major recommended health plan changes for 2023. These changes focus on 3 major categories: diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, reproductive health commitments, and plan structure changes to support new hires. These significant changes are the reason for our budget request of 2 additional benefits and wellness positions. In keeping with Franklin County's commitment to DE&I, we plan to offer expanded benefits in the areas of family forming and gender affirming care in 2023. The cooperative has long provided coverage to members seeking to create and grow their families via traditional pregnancy and childbirth. And the Board of Commissioners has been at the forefront of supporting families through benefits like adoption as financial assistance and paid family leave. But we recognize that individuals take many paths to parenthood and that our benefits coverage must reflect that reality. For this reason, a comprehensive family forming program will be implemented in 2023. There will be planned coverage associated with preconception and fertility, such as IUI, IVF, and egg and sperm retrieval, as well as fertility medications. Additionally, an adoption and surrogacy expense reimbursement program will be established. Members accessing these resources will be encouraged to engage with a contracted provider who will offer specialized care to members facing reproductive challenges, pregnancy complications, or desire additional birth planning referrals to midwives and doulas. Lactation and sleep coaches are available, as well as pregnancy loss support. This suite of family forming benefits will place us on par with or ahead of the supports offered by many other large private and public employers. The cooperative is also expanding gender-affirming benefits in 2023. These changes follow the new Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equity Index guidance. Members will also have access to a Gender Affirmation Advocate for Me team through our medical administrator, which provides specialized support for employees and their families. Recent judicial and legislative actions have brought access to reproductive health to the forefront. The Board of Commissioners has been clear that limitations on access to a full range of reproductive health procedures is detrimental to the health and well-being of individuals and our community. Ohio's statutory limitations restrict the range of reproductive health coverage that a county employer can offer under an employee health plan. However, based on your direction and leadership, we have engaged partners like the Prosecuting Attorney's Office to ensure that our reproductive health coverage is as expansive and as legally permitted. To that end, we have identified areas of coverage, particularly in the areas of pregnancy prevention, where our coverage could be a bit more robust. In 2023, you will see coverage for tubal ligations, vasectomies, and reversals of both at $0 cost share to our members, and expansion of over-the-counter access to condoms and pregnancy tests. We will continue to explore and recommend avenues for expanded coverage in this area. Our final 2023 recommendation is a shift in the plan administration for our new employees. Under our current structure, coverage for new hires starts the first of the month following 30 days of employment. This can create a window of almost 60 days between date of hire and the date that coverage begins. Given how critical healthcare coverage is, we have determined that this is simply too long for an employee to wait. Accordingly, we are recommending that coverage begin the first of the month following the date of hire. This change will better support our new employees and serve as a compelling recruitment tool as we continue to build our workforce. For an overview of our occupational health initiatives, I will turn the presentation back to Sue.
Thanks, Jody. In addition to the cooperative, Human Resources also engages in occupational health and safety initiatives through our risk management team. In 2022, we distributed approximately 50,000 COVID test kits to agencies and employees to help with early detection and reduction of virus spread. We increased countywide participation in safety trainings, conducted 30% more employee workspace ergonomic assessments, and completed 150 building inspections to identify and resolve potential health and safety risks. We also purchased industrial hygiene monitoring equipment so we can be immediately responsive to requests regarding air quality. Our workers' comp claims and costs have gone down 17% and 16% respectively from last year due to an increased focus on safety. Our plans for 2023 continue to revolve around increasing a culture of safety across Franklin County. A safety summit and a safety campaign are planned for 2023 to educate and inform agencies on the importance of workplace safety, to increase safety awareness and decrease the risk of injury and property damage. Finally, we will be increasing the overall number of safety-related trainings offered to Franklin County employees next year. And now for our last pillar, investing in our workforce, I'll turn the presentation back to Laura.
Thanks, Sue and Jody. Employers who invest in staff training and development not only help their employees hone strengths and grow skills for their current roles, but also improve employee engagement, increase retention, and attract top talent. We strive to offer a variety of training and development opportunities to invest in our staff and their careers. To date, we've offered more than 250 trainings with more than 3,000 registrants and promoted training opportunities offered through a wide variety of partners. Beyond trainings, the Board of Commissioners provided nearly $60,000 in tuition reimbursement to employees looking to further their educations. These investments in our workforce have yielded demonstrable results. In 2022, more than 100 Board of Commissioner employees were promoted within our agencies. This includes 28 employees moving from entry-level roles to positions of greater responsibility and 77 employees moving into managerial roles. As we head into next year, Human Resources will continue to offer new and ongoing staff training and development opportunities to continue these employee promotion trends into the coming year. We're excited for a new initiative that will assist us in making training opportunities even more accessible to staff across the county. In August, you approved a contract for a learning management system. The system, which we've branded UMatter, will allow us to plan, implement, and assess trainings offered to county employees. UMatter provides us with an access to a library of trainings on more than 400 topics, as well as the ability to offer trainings created in-house or purchased via an electronic platform. Since early September, the UMatter implementation team has been working closely with the vendor to prepare the system for launch in early 23. We plan to use features available in the system to regularly monitor its usage, seek real-time feedback from users, and tailor future offerings to needs identified by agencies and employees. In conclusion, we thank you for the opportunity to highlight the work of our department and present the words of our colleagues about why they choose to serve every resident every day. We're happy to answer any questions you may have.
I don't have a question. This is Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. I just want to commend the Human Resources Department and Benefits Department for another excellent year of providing services to every employee every day. Everything you all do each day is so valuable in helping us be an employer of choice. And we all know how competitive the workplace is today. Individuals have options, and we have to show them every day that we value them, each and every member of Team Franklin County. So I just want to commend you all for what you all do to add to that, and allow me as administrator to brag on the county's wellness program nationally, not only in the state of Ohio. You guys stack up against the best of the best nationally in providing health and wellness and looking out for the complete person. So thanks, and virtual applause.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to jump in because I've been deferring to my colleagues, and they keep eating up all the airtime. So I'm going to jump in here while I'm not sure if they're on or not. But first of all, here to Commissioner Commissioner Wilson, Administrator Wilson, and his comments. And while Commissioner Boyce isn't on, I don't know, he every year during our budget presentations, he takes the time to tell every single one of our departments how they're his favorite department, the most important department. I don't know, there could be some sort of complaint that could be filed against him. Maybe you guys should check into that. Anyway, as employers, it's important to us that we are able to be competitive, especially when we sometimes find it hard to be able to be competitive in other ways. And so the work that you guys do day in and day out with our wellness program and with the other things that you do to make it such a desirable place to work, we try to do what we can from a policy standpoint. We try to do what we can in so many ways to make the work that we're doing, to make the mission that we're on, to make the things that we're doing every day, make Franklin County matter, make it a place where people want to come to work every day. But the work that you guys are doing is the most critical of all of the work that we do to make this the type of place that people want to come every day to work. And so we appreciate everything that you guys are doing. And you guys all know how much I bug each one of you about, on a regular basis from a personal standpoint. And so I appreciate all of that. But the work that you guys do is critical to what we're doing and to the things that we work on a regular basis. And so we appreciate that. We have become an employer of repute, an employer of desire, as Commissioner or as Administrator Wilson likes to point out. We've become a place that people seek us out. People want to come from the state house and the state. People want to come from City Hall. People want to come from other public sector and private sector entities because they want to be here and they want to be a part of what it is that we're doing. And you guys are a major part of that. And we appreciate that every day. And so thank you. We really, and some of you know, I know Sue and I have a long history together. And as do I with many county employees. But you know, I've worked for the state, and as have others worked in city, state, and county government. And as Commissioner Boyce likes to say, this is truly a place to be. And the work that we do here is valuable and matters. So we appreciate everything that you guys are doing to help us along the way.
Thank you.
Everything. I have things about what the counter is spot on about everything.
Oh, this is the best Kevin voice, the one you can barely hear.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Commissioner, if there was a question, I did not hear it.
I think he was poking back at me for saying that, you know, everybody's his favorite.
Commissioners and administration, if there are no other comments or questions, that would conclude this afternoon's hearing from the Department of Human Resources.
Thank you very much.
If you give us a couple minutes, we can start with Public Facilities Management.